guys, welcome back to another video. So we are on our way to a horse show this morning. I'm not quite sure how well this is going to go. We're taking Woodster out. If you watched our last little horse show video, you'll know that we had a few issues. In his defence, he's not done much for the last couple of years. He's not really been out anywhere. Certainly not on a regular basis anyway, so I think it was a lot for him in his head. But yeah, we're heading out to another show today, and hopefully it'll be a nice day out. That's all I'm hoping for at this point. It's just I want a nice day out. So we are taking Woodster back down to Tumpy Green today. It is their annual spring show this weekend. It's probably going to be a bit bigger than the last one, so it's out in their show field, which is a good thing. Like, I find our horses tend to go better on grass anyway. They're more accustomed to being worked in the field, so that will hopefully make him a little bit more settled and comfortable because he's just going to be out in a field. I'm going into today with very low expectations. Basically, in my mind, I'm looking at today as like a training exercise, just looking for some progress on last time, really. So obviously last time we took him out in hand. Today we're taking him out under saddle, and like, complete transparency, he's not really ready for ridden showing. Well, there's no really about it. He's not ready for ridden showing by any stretch of the imagination. So most of the work that I've been doing with Woodster since our last show has been very much related to his trailer training issue, which we've made a lot of progress on. I'm really hoping it's going to pay off today, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. Oh, it could all come unraveling so quickly, couldn't it? But yeah, a lot of the work I've been doing with him over the last month has been the trailer training. Now, I have been doing some written work with him. We have been doing a little bit of schooling with him, but nowhere near enough for me to be looking at today with any kind of competitive mindset. It's not going to happen, basically. Like, he'll go in there, he'll go around just fine, but we've not got the muscle on him. We've not had a chance to put the work in, basically. And so I'm going in with my expectations very much in line with the work that I've been able to do with him running up to this. Oopsie, I went around the corner and my camera moved. I've got you kind of wedged. I need to get a proper little stand for my car so I can like do these chatty things in the mornings. The reason I'm shooting this in my car, by the way, is because I don't know how much time I'm going to have to shoot stuff when we get to the yard. We need to get him loaded and get him settled and head off fairly soon, so hence we're chatting in my car before we get there. But yeah, that's the plan for today. We're doing a ridden class. I haven't actually pre-entered for this. I need to do the entries when we get there. I think I'm just going to stick to the one class. I mean, I booked two last time. We missed one because stuff, whatever. I think because he's doing ridden this time, I'm probably just going to stick with the one class. I don't want to ask too much of him and fry his head. And equally, like I said, I'm conscious of the fact that we've not done that good of a job of prepping him for this type of show. The reason I've decided to do it ridden is because two reasons actually. The first one is that I really just don't want to take him out in hand again. We've done so much in hand showing and it kind of feels like a cop out at this point. My goal for this year is to do more ridden competitive stuff with the boys. And, you know, at the end of the day, we've got to start somewhere. We need to start, we need to work our way up. And that's one of the mindsets, again, that I'm having with today, is we've just got to crack on with it and start doing it, really. And the other reason is that I very much want to use today as kind of like a training exercise for him under saddle. So I want to get him out riding around in the show field. I want to get him out riding around other horses. This is all going to be really good practice for him, because these are all things that are going to fry his little head. Bless his little cotton socks. Everything fries Woodster's head, in case you hadn't noticed. So yeah, kind of a twofold reason. Want to get on with it, and I want him to have the experience and the training. So hence we are doing ridden. And it did dawn on me yesterday. Oh, another corner. Lol. It did dawn on me yesterday that I haven't actually had him in his Pelham bridle yet. I mean, he's ridden loads in it in the past. It's not like it's completely alien to him, but I usually like to do a couple of sessions in the Pelham just to let the horses get used to the different bridle, and also to give me a chance to like retrain my brain in how to handle having two sets of reins in my hand, because as we all know by now, I am a moron and I struggle with these things. But it's fine. I'm not going to think about it. We've done it plenty of times before. We know we can do it. We're just going to get in there, crack on with it. Hopefully we'll have a nice day. Hopefully this will be a really good experience for him. Really good training exercise. And yeah, I'm not worrying about the results at all. I just want to get him around the day positively. That is what I'm looking for. So I will catch up with you guys in a bit. It'll either be on the yard or on the showground. I don't quite know yet. Also, apologies, I've just realised that I've got you guys in my car on a wide angle lens, and you can probably see all the crap that's in here. So yeah, sorry about that. It's just, I live in my car a lot of the time. I don't literally live in my car, but I get changed in my car a lot, and there's always stuff going on, and damn pigeon. My pigeon's so dumb at the moment. But yeah, I'm aware of the fact that my car is a disaster. Anyway, catch up with you guys in a bit.
Handsome boy. Do you want to make your sweetie face? Sweetie face? Oh, he's a handsome devil. Are we going to go on that horse box first time? He's saying, I don't know, I'm thinking about it. I don't quite know yet. There you go. Right, let's go back. I know, it's not the best, that, is it? We might have to just mask it. Right, see if we can go on the trailer. Come on.
Shall we shut all this up?
Yep. It's in a different place now. Is this going to confuse things? Yeah, there's stuff in here. Good boy. Come on. Woodster. Good boy. All the way in. I know, well, you can let me out. It's fine. Woodster, come on. All the way in. All the way. Come on, get those feet off the ramp. Yeah? Come on. It's different, isn't it? I know. Come on. Good boy. Well done, my darling. He's just got a foot. Come on, a bit further. Come. A bit further. A bit further. Come on. Right, what if I come down here? Does that make you feel like you got a bit more room? Huh? Come on. Yeah. Good boy. Okay, you're such a good boy. Yes, you are. You're such a good boy. Well done. Well done. Right, should we tie you up? I'll go on a little adventure. Are you a good boy? Hey, try not to get too stressed out on the journey. Yeah, we're not going far. We're only going down the road. Huh? Right. I'll just set you in, handsome.
Well, guys, here we are at the showground. I'm going to forewarn you. I'm going to forewarn you, although the title of this video has probably given it away already, that today was a complete and utter disaster. Okay, actually, no, let's rein it back a little bit. It wasn't a complete disaster. There were positive points from the day. We'll get into that a little bit later on. But from... I don't know, just from like a general ridden and general how things went perspective, it was rubbish. It was so bad. Even now, it's been a week and I still don't quite have the words to explain how frustrated and annoyed and disappointed and angry with myself I am about how this went. So We had some saddle fit issues again. Woodster has been doing really well with his work. Obviously it's really early days. I'm looking to build stamina and I'm looking to build muscle in him at the moment. That's what I'm really working on. And obviously building muscle up, he's building muscle up on his back, which means his back is changing shape a lot. And because he's changing shape a lot, his saddle has started to not fit him great again. And that becomes very evident as we get into the show bring and he starts moving around. What I basically had to do was, he's gone up a gullet size. I've had to make the saddle a little bit wider for him. It was starting to pinch him on top of his shoulders again, which is something that his previous saddles have done, and it did cause him quite a lot of discomfort. So a little while ago he was, well, I say a little while ago, a long while ago, he started like head shaking a lot while riding, and I actually realised it was because the front of the saddle was pinching down on top of his very gigantic shoulders because it was too tight, it wasn't fitting him properly. And so as soon as I started to notice that happening again, I was like, right, we're just going to widen that out, readjust it. I don't want him to have that pain in that area again, because I really don't want to make him sour or anything. So went ahead, changed the gullet. He had been going good in it, like it was an okay fit. Like nothing we've had on him has been perfect, but it's been a satisfactory fit. However, what I failed to take into account, and this is the part that has made me angry with myself, I failed to take into account just how important saddle pads were in the fitting of said saddle. Now obviously, riding at home in everyday pads, we've been making it work. But then putting on a different saddle pad that I very rarely ride in, our little fluffy show pad, obviously fitted somewhat differently under the saddle, and as a result of that, the saddle no longer fitted as it had been fitting at home. So basically, it was just an absolute disaster. The saddle fit was just a freaking disaster, and I'm really annoyed with myself. It kept slipping back. It did slip back quite a lot towards the end of the session. It started out like okay, like it was a bit far back, but it wasn't horrendous. You'll see later on it just goes way back. He does a lot of bucking in this, and one of the reasons is undoubtedly the fact that his saddle slipped back and was upsetting him. Yeah, it's just, I'm so angry at myself about that. I almost didn't share this video, to be honest. I've been sitting on this one for about a week now, and I was just like, oh, I hate everything about this. I don't want to share it. It's embarrassing, it's frustrating, it's annoying, and I just know that there is a shit ton of keyboard cowboys out there who just lurk in the deep dark depths of the internet waiting to pounce on stuff like this. You know, they're out there. I know they're out there. And yeah, I was just like, no, I don't want to share it. It's just, ugh, it's cringe, it's horrible. And then I gave myself a kick up the ass and I thought, no, do you know what? I am going to share it, because every time something like this happens, you can see already where it's slipped back, look, like it's tipping me forward, where it's slipping back and going up his back end a bit. Oh, it's just so annoying. But yeah, I have come to realise that every time something goes wrong, there is a chance to learn, and I have learned a lot from this. I've learned an awful lot from this, from today, and in the days since this. I've obviously learned a lot more about saddle fit, saddle pads, the importance of saddle pads, girth fit, and all those types of things. Yeah, every time something like this happens, it is an opportunity to learn. And I decided it was probably worth sharing that, not only because it's an opportunity from other people to learn from my mistakes, but also because there might be people out there who are going through really similar problems right now, who are just banging their heads against a brick wall with regards to trying to get tack to fit a difficult to fit horse. And you know what, sometimes it's nice to just know that there's somebody else out there suffering in the same way that you are. So yeah, for those two reasons, I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to share it. Somebody might find some comfort in knowing that they're not alone in their struggles, and yeah, also learn from my mistakes. Saddle pads are important, people, very important. Yeah, so the whole saddle thing was just disaster. Also, obviously, this is Mr. Woodster. He is difficult, shall we say. Anybody who's frequented my channel will know that he is somewhat of a difficult beast. He gets really anxious, he gets really opinionated when we take him out to shows, even when everything is perfect. Like, we've taken him out with perfect tack before, perfect conditions, perfectly fit, and he still acts like a pillock. He will still throw in the odd buck. So yeah, it's not 100% saddle that's upset him. A lot of it is him and his anxiety and his head and his crazy little Blagdon brain cells, but for the most part I'm blaming myself entirely for today. Yeah. On the flip side though, like I said, it wasn't all bad. So saddle issue bad, my riding wasn't great either, we'll see that in a bit. But one very, very good thing that I was very pleased about was how relaxed in general he was at the showground. We did give him some bonus karma before we left. He didn't get upset by the other horses. He did get upset by standing around, and he's probably pissed off because the saddle's slipping back as well. I was like, just I hate this. Is awkward for me to watch this back because I want to slap myself right now watching this. Anyway, yeah, he was very, very good for him around the other horses. He didn't get spooked by the other horses. He didn't like shy away from them. Quite often when other horses pass him, he'll kind of like spook away from them and he just gets really nervous. He was really good with all of that today. So I did take him for a walk on the grounds eventually, and we had a little spook up in the back corner, like way up past the cross-country jumps. But for the most part, he didn't really spook. He didn't, like I said, get upset by other horses. He didn't get upset by the stuff going on. He was kind of like, he was almost a little bit like Blue, like quietly taking it in, which was really good for him. Usually he doesn't quietly take it in. Usually he's like an, I don't even know how to explain what he's like. He's like a cat on drugs or something, like a cat on drugs chasing 100 lasers at once. That's what he's like. But yeah, we didn't have much of that today. And there you go, see another horse trotting off in front of him, and he's okay with it. He's fine with it. So that was really good. I was really pleased with that. Really, really pleased with that. And are we going into the arena? Oh, okay. I guess we're going in. Awesome. Okay. And yeah, the other thing that I was incredibly pleased with was, one, how well he loaded at home, and two, the fact that he got in the trailer after the show and we drove him home. Amazing. Like, and this was the other reason I decided to share this actually, was because even though it was a really shit day, and yes, I know I'm saying boo-boo words, but there's not a fair, polite word to justify how the day was. It was shit. I'm going to call it what it is. Even though it was that kind of day, it still did have its positives, and the fact that we got him in that trailer and drove him home instead of me having to ride him home, that in itself is a massive, massive, massive win, and I'm so happy with that. So happy. We almost did have a bit of a hiccup. He didn't want to go straight in, which was fair, so there was a lot going on. I knew that the fact that we were at a different place and there were things going on was going to distract him. And then Ian, bless him, kind of made a fair point and suggestion when we weren't struggling per se, but he wasn't going on as quickly as I'd hoped he would. And Ian suggested, well, when you've been training at home, you've had all the ramps open and you haven't had the breast bar in. And I was like, yeah, actually, that's the kind of thing that Woodster's going to pick up on, isn't it? It's different. Like, I know it's his horse box, but it's different. So we undone the doors, front doors, took the breast bar out, and lo and behold, he went straight in. So yeah, that was such a huge win. Anyway, on to our little ridden class here. One thing I really want to say actually, I can't remember what the judge's name was. I was trying to find the name on the schedule and I couldn't. But she was wonderful. She was so nice. I don't, like I said, I don't remember what her name was. I need to find out. I get the impression she's very experienced, very experienced, and she was just so kind. She was explaining a lot of things. I think she spent a lot of time teaching people, and she did joke at one point and say that she'd gone into like teaching mode rather than judging mode. She gave us a lot of advice, like some really good solid advice, which I was so grateful for. I think she could see we were struggling. Well, everybody could see we were struggling, to be fair. But yeah, it was nice to have that little bit of reassurance, and that little bit of feedback, and that little bit of advice from the judge. Like, sometimes you go into the show ring and some of the judges can be really quiet and really like non-responsive, and they don't really give you anything. They don't really give you any feedback. So it was so nice to have that today. And yeah, as you can see here, saddle fitting issue aside, his anxiety problems aside, and my crappy riding aside, he actually doesn't look that bad. So one of the comments from her, and actually Mum made the same comment, was that he was really short in his stride, like his back legs were quite short and I can't speak, short and choppy. He wasn't really striding through very well. And I have two theories with that. One of them is that obviously, like I said, he's not really muscled up. We've not done a lot of work on that yet. He's always struggled to engage his hind end. Is he going to buck along here? I know he did quite a few bucks. I think for the early bit he was quite settled, and then as it went on he got more and more peed off, and then he started popping his big, like, I'm done with this, bucks, get off my back, I need a timeout. I know he did this bit quite nicely, that's good. Yeah, but anyway, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, theories as to why he was short in his hind legs. One, obviously, lack of muscle, lack of practice. Takes a lot of work to get him to fully engage his body and to use his back end properly. He tends to pull himself along with his front end and forgets that he has a backside, like, dragging 20 feet behind him, which is kind of what he does, bless him. And also, I'm fairly confident that he needed a wee. He kept stopping, so over to the right, it will probably pan back around again in a second, but over to the right there were some cross-country jumps, and there was some wood chip on the floor around the cross-country jumps, and he kept kind of like loitering and drifting towards it. And he likes to pee on wood chip. Like, he's really pee shy in public. He's pee shy, full stop, to be fair. I think he's peed twice with me on him in all the years I've known him. But yeah, he kept drifting towards the wood chips in front of those jumps there. And so I'm 99.9% convinced he needed a pee. And I think that's another reason that he was struggling to kind of like to get himself together, because you try to do exercise when you need a wee. It's not fun, really, is it? But again, bearing in mind how little work we've done, I was so chuffed with him. Like, he tried his heart out, and he tried his heart out with a really shit saddle on him as well. So, like, seriously, Woodster, 10 out of 10 for effort, mate. You absolutely, yeah, you rocked it, mate. You did really good. I'm so chuffed with him. To be honest, guys, I'm probably going to cut the rest of the footage out at this point. It's a bit samey. It's just, I mean, there's nothing really to see. We did our individual show. Actually, no, I might show you guys the individual show, because he did pop a couple of bucks and that, and everybody likes seeing people get thrown around by horses. So yeah, let's have a little look at that. What I'm going to do is just skip ahead. We don't want to watch the individual shows for the other two, so I'll just skip ahead real quick to his individual show, and then I'll probably wrap it up there. Okie dokie, here we are. So I was just having a little chat with the judge. I can't remember at this point everything that she told me. So I do remember she really liked him. She was really encouraging. So obviously she made the comment about him being really short in his hind end, not really being very forward and engaged and all of that, which, like I said, is not uncommon for him, especially given his lack of fitness at the moment. But she really liked him. She kind of said that, like, everything's there, it just needs bringing together, which was super encouraging for me. I really appreciated that. And she was very sincere about it. It wasn't like oh, there, I'll tell you something nice. I think she was being really genuine. So that was really nice to hear. But yeah, one of the first comments she did say was, I bet you struggle to sort of, keep a saddle on that. And I was like, yeah, you kind of noticed that, huh? Because basically that big shoulder he's got just pushes the saddles back. Yeah, definitely going to work on that. I mean, I've already waffled on about saddles, but definitely going to be working on that, no wait, did I waffle on about saddles yet? No, I think I waffle on about saddles later. There's another bit after the showing footage. Sorry, I'm getting confused. I'm really, really professional. I really know what I'm doing when I edit these videos, guys. I'm on it. But yeah, she thinks he's got all the pieces. Obviously, we need to sort the tack out. I need to get a lot fitter. We both need to get a lot fitter. But yeah, it was really encouraging. Now, yeah, there's definitely a few bucks coming up in this bit. Can't remember where. I think I tried to ask him for a canter along here, and he's like, "No, I'm done with this now. I've had enough." Yeah, there you go. And the funny thing is, oh yeah, there's a couple of bucks. It doesn't look that big, but when you ride it, it really does unseat you. I don't know what it is about his bucks that are just... He's got a mean buck on him. He really has. I think I asked again, and he said no again. So this is on the ring that he struggles with his canter leads with. So I gave up on that bit. Oh, he's really rushing, isn't he? Bless him. He's yeah, he does this thing where instead of extending... Oh dear, oh, we had a buck that way. He does this thing where instead of extending his stride, oh gosh. Yeah, he's had enough at this point, can't you see? Should have taken the hint, really, shouldn't I? Yeah, he tends to like rush rather than extending and using his body properly, and then you get that really like weird choppy, horrible, speedy trot thing. And yeah, he just had enough at this point. We got a little canter on that round. I made a joke to her, bless her. She was just so nice. I made a joke. I was like, yeah, I've got a canter, got one little canter. I'm going to call it quits there. Yeah. She gave you some really good advice on using the pelham bit as well. So one of the things she wondered is if we had the curb chain on too tight, and if that's what was sort of like closing him down a little bit. Apparently that's a really, well, I say apparently, I know it's a common problem with people who put the curb chains on far too tight. I've actually been advised by a few different people to put my curb on a lot tighter, and I've always stood my ground and been like, no, I don't do tight stuff on my horses. You know, if you've got pressure on it when you're not actually trying to activate it, then how are you gonna the whole principle of training horses is you train them to move away from pressure. Yeah, so if you've got pressure on when you're not even asking them to do anything, then how are they gonna distinguish that from when you then put more pressure on to ask them to do something? It doesn't make sense. Like you don't need it tight, you don't need all that pressure, just no. So anyway, that was a nice little bit for me to know that I'd made the right call on the curb chain, because apparently that's a really bad issue that can close the horses down. But yeah, anyway, I've waffled like crazy, like absolute crazy, like I do. There you go, there's our disaster of a horse show. I'm calling it the shit show. I think it's very appropriate, really. Not all bad, a lot of bad, some good. Kicking myself, angry with myself, very pleased with him for how he coped with it. Yeah, lots of lessons learned. Back to the drawing board with the tack. And yeah, we're not going to give up. I just want to get a saddle sorted for him, and then we're just going to keep building that muscle. And we'll see where we go. But yeah, it's great fun, this. I feel like I've got a very distinct tone of sarcasm about me with this, but it is what it is. It's done now. We live, we learn, we move on.
Oh, well, another horse show, another shit show, basically. That's literally just my thoughts right now. Oh God. Like, today had its good points. I should probably do my windows like you guys want to do. Yeah, today had its good points. And it also had a lot of negative. A hell of a lot of negative. That saddle, man. Oh God. We need to find a better saddle for him. So I've actually just done it this afternoon. We've emailed a couple of local-ish saddle fitters, hoping that we might be able to get somebody out. Oh, I don't know what with. I mean, I kind of know the style of saddle that I want. I want something kind of like show working hunter type saddle. It wants to be a fairly straight cut saddle. But yeah, I just don't know. We really, really have struggled with saddles with him. Oh God. Yeah, that feels appropriate right now. Yeah, that was probably, for me, in my mind, that was my biggest, like, negative of the day was that whole saddle slipping back issue again. The trouble is he's changing shape so much, and this is why I've been so reluctant to buy another new saddle, because he is obviously coming back into work. We're working on muscling him up, and obviously he has put muscle on because we've had to go from a medium wide gullet to a wide. So he has put muscle on. His body is changing shape for the better. But I feel like we're in a similar situation now as what we were, I don't know, 6, whatever it was, months ago. It probably wasn't that long ago, actually. It was probably more like 3 or 4 months, if that. Feels like 6 months. It feels like an eternity ago. But yeah, I think we're in a similar boat as we were previously, where I feel like he almost needs like a half gullet size. Like he needs an in-between size, and obviously that doesn't exist. So I'm going to have to spend some time playing around with saddle pads again, see if we can use the Pro Lights, get some shims in there, and see if we can make this work. And like I said, in the meanwhile, we're looking at getting a saddle fitter out with some alternative saddles that we can try, because it's just so frustrating. It really is so flipping frustrating. We've never had this hard a time fitting a saddle to a horse, I think, ever. I mean, we used to back youngsters. My mum's done a lot of horsey stuff in her life, and like we're both stumped. We are genuinely both stumped with him. It's just proving so difficult. And yeah, I'm done. I want a new saddle. I want a professional to come out. Goodness sake, this thing. I want a professional to come out with a large selection of options for me. And it's probably going to cost me a small fortune. I mean, I don't even care about the money. Like, the money is not an issue. I couldn't give a monkeys about the money. But yeah, I need a solution to this problem.